Hi folks, it's Andrea. This is a more unusual blog because I was kind of pushed to do it after someone, and it often happens, made a comment that I have really good skin. Now, I've never really thought that I do. I had problems with my skin when I was a teenager that led to quite an unconventional treatment at the time where I was getting shots of penicillin in the ass and sulfur cream, which as a nutritionist and pharmacist now, I definitely wouldn't agree with the penicillin shots in the backside. But the sulfur cream probably didn't do me any harm. Sulfur is very nourishing for the skin. They were very, very painful injections. I do remember that. But antibiotics, I know the mainstream treatment of skin issues these days is often an antibiotic and a long-term antibiotic, but I believe them to be highly destructive in the long term because of the impact that they have on the health of the gut and your immune system. So I thought I'd just talk a bit about what do I do for my skin and give a couple of tips. I have written some ebooks that are available on my website for skin. I was published in Brendan Courtney and Sonia Lennon's book with a chapter in their fashion book on nutrition for skin as well. The labeling of some of my ebooks contain the word detox. Now that's more to appease the mainstream and connect. I don't believe in detox diets. I believe in very, very healthy diets that provide our body with more nutrition so that our bodies can do their natural detoxification function better, and also giving the body a bit of a break from too many chemicals in our food and from the environment. This is something we should be doing all the time, but the plan that I've written helps to reinforce those patterns so people can learn how to eat really healthy. So even though I've labeled them as a detox, it's quite sneaky because they're actually just really, really good healthy eating plans, which are hugely beneficial to your health. And the skin plan is as well. You can, if you stick to it, improve the radiance of your skin, and if you carry forward a lot of the principles that are in there in the long term, it will be to the benefit of your skin. Over the years, I have had a fascination with nutrition for beauty, and also a firm belief that we eat our way into good skin. But I have also fallen prey to marketing. So at various times I've used different products. And it's quite interesting because I was thinking about it this morning just before I started recording this. I've got really, really lazy about my skin routine, and that's because I'm too busy. This morning I went out and had a run in the freezing cold. Got home, got into the shower, you're walloping your hair up, you're slapping your makeup on, if you even do that. And I thought to myself, gee, I rarely do all the things that I used to for my skin, and it really hasn't made any difference. And I know that there's very little that you can do for your skin with a product on the outside, because the skin is a barrier, and for anything to penetrate and get through takes a lot of technology or specific formulations, and at that it's minimal. If you want good skin, you need to grow it from the inside out, and that's with our diets. So what do I do? In no list of importance, I exercise most days to the level of a good sweat, and it's anaerobic, or it might go above threshold and into anaerobic, but basically I'm moving a lot of oxygen through my body. I'm moving my body, and more often than not, I'm getting outside. So I feel that is one of the most important things that you can do for your skin, because it's moving your circulation. It's moving your circulation to the extremities. It's also assisting all of the organs of detoxification. It actually also, for women, we tend to have a sluggish bowel, so it does get the bowel moving. So what am I saying? Be active, get moving most days. It could be a walk, it could be running, it could be the cross trainer, it could be weightlifting, whatever gets your heart pumping and your circulation moving. Now, I do also swim a lot, which can be a huge challenge to your skin. When I first got back swimming 2 years ago, I had huge issues with my skin for the first month or two, with constantly itchy, scratchy skin, like so much so that I struggled to sleep at night, very dry skin, my hair got quite weak. But it seems that the body adapts, and I don't have any of these issues anymore. I have noticed that my nails have got a little bit weaker since I've got back to indoor swimming after being out in the sea when we were in Hawaii. So things that you can do, and I do use a shampoo that neutralizes chlorine. I can put a link up for that if any of you are interested about that. I use a natural shampoo that I think it has a lot of vitamin C in there to counterbalance the effect of chlorine. You can put serums in your hair if you want to before you're swimming, or coconut oil on your face to kind of provide a surface layer to prevent the chlorine getting out your skin. These things help taking more vitamin C. One issue that hasn't really been brought up or researched fully is that chlorine antagonizes iodine, which is very important for your thyroid. So if you are on that borderline with thyroid issues, I would be looking to check your iodine levels, that the chlorine in the pool could be impacting you. So that one, yep, get active, get moving. Diet. I eat a good diet. I like good food. I eat a lot of fat, and I think that is one of the reasons why my skin is good. And at various times, my weight has been quite low. I'm naturally quite light, but my skin has never suffered it because I eat a huge amount of fat in my diet, and that would include fish oils. I use Nordic Naturals. There's also one that I tried lately, salmon oil, because salmon is very high in something called astaxanthin. Let me have a look at the brand. So we have in the fridge the Nordic Naturals Arctic cod liver oil. And we also have, you can get that one with vitamin D, and also this one is North American Herb and Spice Alaskan Wild Sockeye Salmon Oil. That's that one there. That's the one I've been trying lately because astaxanthin is a very powerful antioxidant for your skin. It's a more challenging one to take. I don't take it all the time. I find intuitively I dab in and out. In fact, the fats that I'm most drawn to are animal fats. I eat a huge amount of animal fats. In fact, here, I'll go back over here. I made a bone broth yesterday, and most people would look at it in disgust, but the fats from marrow fat, you see there's actually a heap of fat in there right now. I need to skim that off. I would use bone marrow fat. I will use the fat off of organic and grass-fed meat. I eat cheese. I eat full-fat dairy. I also eat a lot of nuts and seeds. We have olive oil in the house. We use some coconut oil. What other fats do we have? Rapeseed oil, which is an Irish-grown one. I believe the fats that are good for us are the ones that are sourced in the environment that we originate from. So our genetics dictate the type of fats that are better for us in our diets. And the more northern we go, I believe, the better we fare on more of the saturated fats. Oh, grass-fed butter, yes. We would use that in the house. So your dairy fats, your more solid fats, your cold water fish. And then as you tend to drop down through the Mediterranean into the hotter climates, then you're looking at more omega-6, more olives, more olive oil, more avocado, and then as you drop down further, more coconut oil. And it's not that any of these are better or worse for us. I just think we tend to do better on certain ratios of these. Now, I've no research on this, but to me it makes sense, and I think you should watch. I guess we're into part 2 because my video decided to stop. So yes, fats. I eat a lot of fat in my diet, and it also benefits the type of training that I do. I will eat a lot of protein from a wide variety of sources, vegetarian and animal, and I eat a lot of vegetables. Not a huge amount of fruit, not a huge amount of carbohydrate. I will sort of dip in and out of it because I'm training and I need it, but I would definitely be more someone who tends to be drawn towards the proteins and the fats and the vegetables, and then I'll have my days when I could murder some carbs, and I just honor that. So my diet is consistently good. I've never gained a lot of weight and I've never lost a lot of weight. I just sort of plod along at the same rate all the time, more or less, and I feel it's that consistency without this huge level of perfection either. I believe that getting in really good nutrition should be about having little things that you enjoy, but I always will choose from more natural sources. I don't eat processed food. I'll have a bit of wine, I'll have a bit of chocolate. I like savory food, so it's mostly I'll have more steak or cheese. They're kind of the foods I'm drawn to. So yes, a consistent, good, healthy diet. And it doesn't need to be health freak status. Where in winter, I'm not juicing because it's winter time. Those foods are too cold for me. So I get all my greens and my veggies in from my soups and my broths and my roasted veg and things like that. So you don't need to be extreme or go to an extreme to eat well. It's not a competition. It's about nourishing your body's needs. There's a lot of specific nutrients that are very important for the skin, but the antioxidants, the essential fats, protein as a structure, collagen, hyaluronic acid from your bone broths are very, very important. I don't want to go on and on and on. I'll talk a little bit about the skin products that I use. I've used lots. I do try and go towards the more natural products. I don't want to be putting chemicals on my skin when my skin is going to absorb. In fact, our skin is better at absorbing the chemicals that are in cosmetic products than it is actually the things that they claim are in there to help your skin. So for me, natural products. So I've gone through a lot of them. Brands I like are Kiehl's, Eve Lom. Oh, there's loads of them that I've used and I can't even remember. But the ones I have at the moment, I have Elemental Herbology. That's an eye cream. Doesn't always get used, mostly under makeup actually. I have a day cream, the Elemental Herbology again. I'm liking these products. They're nice and light on the skin. They have good ingredients. They're not overly expensive. Space NK is a good place to buy things. And if you're in the States, Sephora. At the moment, I'm clean. I always use a balm with a rough muslin cloth. At the moment, I'm using the Trilogy one. I have made my own at various times. I've used Eve Lom. Emma Harding, I think, has another one. That's kind of it for my skin. I used to use more treatments and do little masks and things like that. I haven't had time and I haven't noticed a difference. Part 3. I've always invested in doing skin treatments myself rather than going to beauticians because I believe you can buy a lot more products that will last you a lot longer for the same price as seeing someone that just does a 5-10 minute treatment. So to me, it makes no sense to. It's beautiful and it's indulging and it's lovely to get treatments done, but it's made more sense to me to invest in the products myself. There's a lady whose product, Kate Somerville, I found her stuff very good, and Ren have some good products. Some of the pharmacies here are starting to really get on top of the game with using natural products, so go in and check them out. Before, you had to go to extremes to order them online from America and Great Britain, so this is really exciting. I suffer with dry skin, so moisturizing, again, I don't want to use creams because creams generally have preservatives in them. They need to because they're water-based, so I use oils. And lately I've been buying from my herbal company 500ml bottles of oil. So this one is jojoba. I have a rosehip seed oil one, and there's a vitamin E oil as well. And I put some aromatherapy oils into them. I think this one has orange and rose. They're not in there for a specific reason other than because they smell really nice and it's a joy to use them. So I use these as my go-to moisturizer. I traveled with them to Hawaii. They were my after suns. Good quality plant oils are very rich in healthy fats that our skin absorbs and uses. So I do that. Saves me a lot of money. You can, on some of the various websites, get good quality pure oils. Badger oils, I think you can, iHerb do some really nice pure oils. NOW now do as well. So look out for those. That's kind of it, really. I do believe that what you put on your skin is as important as what you eat in regards to toxicity and chemicals. We absorb everything into our bodies. A lot of the toxins are fat soluble. They get stored in our bodies where we become a reservoir to toxins, essentially. So I think you should be hypervigilant without becoming obsessive. with paying attention to these things. And I know there is some incredible products out there for anti-aging, done by a lot of the big cosmetic companies, but to me they have too many chemicals and preservatives like parabens, which are proven harmful to health. The cosmetic industry, the beauty industry isn't regulated, so essentially they can do and get away with a lot, and it's only in many years' time we're really going to discover how negative effect these all have on us through the accumulation of a vast number of different compounds, which may have I really am rambling on if I'm on to part 4. So yeah, that's kind of it. And happiness. I think when you're happy, it shines from the inside out. Your eyes are clearer, your skin glows, you just look different to people as compared to when you're miserable. So chase happiness and get good. So my phone storage is pretty low. I'm hoping I can get all of these videos mashed up together for you. And if you want to ask me any questions, do. If you want to follow the plan, just click onto my website. Just so you know, I made sure that I put my phone on no filter because I've learned they actually automatically make you look better. So I've reduced that so you can see all my wrinkles and all their glory. But I reckon I'm not doing too bad for 40. Okay, folks, I'll chat to you soon. Bye.